Why is so important his independence, the independence of official statistics. My name is Luca Di Gennaro Splendore. I am one of the presenter of Barcelona conference, Data for Policy. I present today who produce official statistics in Latin America and Caribbean with Danilo Petti. The number of the paper is DAP 2026 0192 192. Basically, the paper try to understand the independence of official statistics. Official statistics in this case is only the statistics produced by National Statistical Office, by NSO, by INE in the Spanish country, Istituto Nacional de Estadística. In every country, in my country, Italy, is called ISTAT. In every country has a different name. For instance, sometimes a Bureau of Statistics. Basically, these official statistics have to be independent from the government. Of course, the National Statistical Office is body of the state, but need to be independent of the government. Especially in a democracy where there is a competitive election campaign, of course, this data, the official statistics, become crucial for the people, for the government. Think, for instance, the inflation, how in some countries is crucial, is important, always is crucial, but in some country that has a high inflation, 50%, is really important. And like this, the GDP, the unemployment rate, the poverty rate, these numbers are crucial for election campaign, are crucial for governance. Then what I do, I'm very proud of this paper. I took Latin America as a laboratory. What is the speciality, the key of this continent when we speak about official statistics? That the central bank in many countries in the Latin America and Caribbean has a very important role in the production and the dissemination of the economic variable. I refer particularly to GDP and inflation, the CPI. Then what I try with the other data, I try to check that if it's good that economic variables are produced by central bank, where central bank of course is independent, but is independent in the monetary policy, is not normally independent in the production of data. National Statistical Office are clearly independent for the production of statistics and this production and the dissemination. For this, I think is a crucial that important variable as economic variable are produced by the National Statistical Office. This is a little bit the issue that I want to try to define today, and I took 22 Latin American and Caribbean countries. Basically, in the GDP is calculated by central bank in the in many cases. Let me check the number. I want to be accurate. Basically, the GDP is produced by central bank for the 64% of the case of these 22 countries. More than half of the central bank in Latin America, they produce the GDP. The CPI is in one quarter, 27%. Then, let's say, 5, 6, 7 countries. And the social statistics are entirely produced by National Statistical Office. And now I want to stress on this, that there is nothing wrong. Probably by tradition, or because the central bank, as you know, has independent economic resource and normally has a more economic resource than National Statistical Office. The production of the GDP, the gross domestic product, the wealth of the country, or the CPI, the inflation, could be very costly and complex in some huge country where the logistics is not easy. Then sometimes there are reasons why central bank produce the GDP. Then, but at the same time, is the central bank responsible, has some responsibility on the GDP? The central bank manage many things in the economy, the bank, but the rate has a power on inflation, has a power on the rate, the tax of interest to borrow money for company, for people. There is an impact, a connection that central bank has on GDP. There is a strong, even stronger impact on CPI, on the inflation. Central bank is responsible for the inflation. It is also the institution that calculate the inflation. This can create an obvious, clear conflict of interest. I'm not saying that there was something wrong, that some central bank create a problem in the calculation on inflation. But for sure there is a conflict of interest that is better to eliminate in case there is some issue on that. Then what I do? I take variable as a statistical performance indicator, that is a composite index of the World Bank, that basically has a more than 20 sub-indicator that focus on the statistical performance of the country. Then I took the democratic index and I use this variable who calculate the inflation, who calculate the CPI. Basically, the result is that CPI is the inflation calculated by the central bank has a strong negative impact on SPI. In my opinion, the policy explanation is the conflict of interest. In the case of GDP, the impact is complex, has a different situation. Then, in some way, this is a laboratory to understand if this conflict of interest this independence of National Statistical Office is important or not, has an impact on the quality of the official statistics. Thank you, and see you in Barcelona.